Welcome back to Snippet Coder, and we are back with another video, and this is the 8th video of our WooCommerce Flutter Grocery app series. And in this video we will create two custom API methods in WooCommerce using webhook. Then in the Flutter we will add product to the cart from the product detail page. Then we will create a cart page, and from there we will show the product name, product image, product price, and also we can increase or decrease the quantity from here, and also we can delete the item from the cart with the confirmation message. Then after increasing or decreasing quantity we can update the cart from here also, and that will sync the cart data with the server. And then we will show the total count here, and we will have the checkout button. So before starting the video, if you are new to our channel, subscribe the channel by clicking on the subscribe button and click the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos. Thank you. First of all, we have to modify this file which you can see on the screen, that is which is under WooCommerce packages. Then we have a WooCommerce REST API folder, then we have a source folder, then we have a controller folder. Under that we have a version 3 folder. Inside that we have a file name, that is class-wc-rest-webhooks-controller.php file, and we have to add few lines of code there. So here what we are doing, we have added one method here, that is woocom_add_to_cart. Then we have a parameters here, and then we have a user ID here. We are picking from the parameters. Then we are just setting the current user with that user ID which we are passing. Then we are creating one object which we are doing that session handling and all. After that we are just getting the session from that particular user. In the line number 50, what we are doing here, we are just getting the cart which is already saved in the user database, the previous cart which might be saved from the website or might be saved from the app, so that we are picking from the database. After that we are including the files which are required for that our add to cart functionality. Then here we are checking if the session is null, then we are just creating the new session here and initializing the session here. And then here we are checking in the line number 66, we are checking here if the customer class is null. Then we are creating a customer class here, and we are setting that user ID of that particular customer, so that it will create a new session in the database for that particular customer here. And then in the line number 70 we are checking here if that cart object is null. Then we are creating a new object here, and then we are getting the cart from that server, and then we are just filling the cart object with that wc cart object. And then in the line number 82 we are just checking the cart values from that saved data, and then we are just looping through here with that saved cart, and we are just add to cart for that data to our object. Then in the line number 89 we are just checking the parameters which we have sent in that API, and we are just looping through it. Before that, in the line number 90, which is very important here, we are just empty the cart here. We are just empty the cart here so that previous data will be removed from the cart. And then we are just adding the new data whichever is coming from that parameters, and we are calling that add to cart method here, and we are passing here product ID. Then we have the product quantity here. Then in the line number 97 we are just filling that updated cart object with our cart content here. Then in the line number 103 we are just checking the session here, wc session data, and there we are just filling that with the serialized updated cart. And then we are passing here in the line number 108 we are passing the table name here where we have to save that session, and the table name is wp_woocommerce_sessions. And then we are creating a SQL query here in the line number 111. We are just calling our update query here, update table name. Then we are setting here session value, and we are just passing that serialized object, that is our cart object. And here we are just checking with the session key, that will be the user ID here. And then in the line number 114 we are just firing that query here so that data will be saved in the database. In the line number 122 we have created one object, that is product in cart, and that object array will be sending as a response in that API. So here what we are doing, we are looping through that cart content here. Then we are just getting the product detail from that wc_get_product, and we are passing here product ID, and in the product object we are just getting all the product detail. Then we have created one new variable, that is image ID, and there we are just getting that image ID from that product. Then we have an image URL, and we are calling that wp_get_attachment_image URL to get the proper full URL of that image of that product. Then in that object we are filling here that is product ID, product name, then we have a product regular price, then we have a product sale price, then we have a thumbnail, then we have a quantity here, and then we have a line subtotal, and then we have a line total here. Then in the line number 140 we are just updating our user method table so that our current cart will be saved in our database, so that whenever user open the app or in the browser website, that he will able to show the updated cart over there. Then in the response we are sending here two variables here. First one is a line number 143, that is we are sending a true status. Then in the data we are just sending that product in cart array, and then in the line number 147 we are returning that response. Then we have created one more method here, that is WooCommerce_cart list. So this API method is used to get the list of the cart which is saved in our database, and here we are passing the parameter of user ID here. Then we are just handling the session handling and all, and then we are just using the get user meta, and from there we are getting the cart data from the database. Then we are same doing the loop through that full user meta cart, and here we are just mapping all the variables, and we are sending in the response here in the line number 178, and in the line number 181 we are just sending the response to the user. Then in the line number 184 we are just registering that rest route here, and namespace we are using the same namespace which we are using for the whole our WooCommerce API, that is wc/v3. In the line number 187 we are just defining the name of that API method, and we are making it as a add to cart, and here in the array of that method we are passing it as a post method. In the callback we are just putting the name of the method which we have created above. In the line number 194 we are registering another route here, that is cart, and we are just returning all the cart data in that, and we are making it as a get request here. So now let's test the API which we have created just now, and we will name it as a add to cart. You can see here the URL of that API, that is groceryapp.snippetkode.com/wp-json/wc/version3/add to cart, and here the content type will be application JSON, and we are doing here is a post request, and here we are just passing that user ID here, and then we have a products here which we have to add to the cart here. So now if I click here send request, so now here you can see the response which we have got from the server here. Status we are getting here true. Then we will have the data here, and from in the data we are getting the array here. In that array object we have a product ID, then we have a product name, then we have a regular price, then we have a sale price, then we have a thumbnail here, and here you can see the full URL we are getting. Then we have a quantity here, then we have a line subtotal and line total here, and if you compare here, the quantity which we have sent is 1, and we are getting here 1 only. Same way for the product second product, we are product ID is 18 and the quantity is 1 here, and for the third product which we have sent, that is product ID number 39, and the quantity which we have sent is 2. So in the same way, if I call the another API which we have created, and that is in the same way, if you can see in the screen, that is we have created another API, that is cart, and in that cart API we are getting all the data of that cart which we have added. And if I click on the send request here, and we are doing here get request here, and we are passing here user ID in the query string, that is 5, which we have created for the user ID 5, and here you can see all the data which we have added in the cart is coming in the API. So now I will show you in the browser also, that is whatever the data which we have added, you will see we are getting from in the website also the same data. In the screen you can see we have 3 products here, and in that API also we have sent the 3 products here. First one is a classic lychee rusk, and that is quantity is 1, and then a Maggi pasta, that is quantity 1. Then we have a chakki atta, that is quantity 2 here. Suppose if I increase the quantity to 5 here, and here if I increase it to 2, and I will click on the update cart. So now the cart has been updated. I will show in the API request also, we will get the updated data from there. And here if I send a request here, so now you can see here the quantity of first product is 1, and the second one is 2, which we have increased, and the third one is to 5, which we have increased from the server here. So now our API is ready. Now we will modify our Flutter application to incorporate these two APIs to complete our functionality of add to cart. So now we will create two model files. First one is cart request model.dot file, and here I have already created the model file. I will explain you line by line. First variable we have a user ID, then we have a products here, and let's go to the products first. In the cart products we have that product ID, then we have a quantity here, and here in the line number 31 we have that constructor here, and here in the line number 33 we are just mapping that data with our JSON data with our variables here, and here we have a to JSON here which is required to send the data and all. Then here in the line number 7 we are just mapping the data which we are getting from the server here. First one is a user ID, then we have a products here, and we are just creating that list cart product here, and here we are doing the for each loop, and then we are adding the product from JSON here. Then we have a to JSON here, we are mapping here user ID with the user ID, then we are mapping with that product with our product map here. Now we will create one more file, that is cart response model.dot file, and here we will have the cart response model class, and before that we will explain that cart item class file, and we have a variables here that is product ID, and then we have a product name, then we have a product regular price, then we have a product sale price, then we have a thumbnail, then we have a quantity here, then we have a line subtotal and line total here, then we are just calling a constructor here, then we are just mapping from the server JSON, and here we are mapping with the variables which we have, and here we are doing that in the line number 54 we are just double dot pass, and we are just converting that value into the double, and then we have a to JSON, and here in the cart response model we have a status here, then we have a this cart item, name of the variable is data here, and then we have a constructor here. Then in the line number 8 we are just mapping that JSON with our variables here, and there we are just in the line number 17 we are just calling our to JSON here. So now we will add two methods in our API service class, and before that we have to add our URL for that, our add to cart and the cart string, and we will have static string add to cart URL, and name of the URL is add to cart. Then we will have static string cart URL, and the name of the URL is cart, and also we will have one more variable. This is just for the testing here, we are just hard coding our user ID here, and we will have user ID is equal to 5, and this is just for the testing purpose. You can just pick the user ID from the login user. So here we have already created two methods here in the API service.dot file, and the name of the method is add to cart, and what we are doing here, we have just passing the parameter of cart request model file, then we are just assigning the user ID, and here you can just pick the user ID from the logged in user. For the testing we are just putting the hard coded value here, then we are just initializing our cart response model file here, and then we are just putting here response variable, and here we are doing the post request here, and here we are sending the add to cart URL. Then in the data we are sending a model.json, and in the options we are just passing that application JSON, and here in the line number 210 and we are just checking the status code here. If it is 200 then only we are mapping the response model with our cart response model, and we are in the form JSON data we are just passing a response or data here, then we are just returning the response model here. Then we have created the new method that is get cart items, and we are just fetching the cart items from the server here, and here we are just passing the URL here that is cart URL, and here we are just passing a user ID that is config.userid, and you can pick the user ID from the logged in user session. And then in the response we are calling that get request here, and we are passing the URL here, and in the same way we are just checking here in the status code is 200, then we are just mapping the response model with our response.data here, and we are just returning the response model here. So now we will create our cart provider class, and there we will deal with our add to cart functionality and update cart functionality and also remove cart functionality, and also we will get the cart items from the server also. And here we will write a code API service, and here we will have underscore API service, and then we will have list cart items underscore cart items, and we will have list cart item get cart items, and here we will pass cart item. Then we will have double get total records, and here we will check cart items dot length dot to double. Then we have the constructor here. Inside the constructor we will initialize our classes here. API service is equal to new of API service. Cart item is equal to new of list cart item. Then we'll have one method here, that is void reset streams. That method is used to initialize our classes and all again. That will be same code. Now we will create one method here, that is void add to cart, and here we have two parameters. First one is cart product, and then we will have function on callback, and we will send a callback from here, and we will make it as a async here. Now here we will have cart request model, and request model is equal to new cart request model. Then here we will pass request model dot products is equal to new list cart product. Then here we will check if underscore cart item is equal to null. Then we will call reset streams here to initialize it. Then we will have cart items, and here we will call for each loop just to fill our existing cart item in the request model here. And here we will have request model dot products dot add, and here we will add new cart product, and here we will pass product ID, that will be element dot product ID. Then we will have the quantity here, and we will pass here element dot quantity. Then we will check here if already the product is in our cart list. We will just remove it and re-add it with our new quantity. Here we will check is product exists is equal to request model dot products dot first where, and here we will check prd dot product id is equal to product dot product id or else, and here we will pass null. So now here we will check if his product IDs exist is not of null. Then we will remove it. Request model dot product dot remove, and here we will pass his product exist. Now here we will re-edit the same product with the updated value. Request model dot products dot add, and here we will pass product, which we are getting in our parameter here, this one. Then here we will call the API here, and we will have await underscore API service dot add to cart, and here we will pass the model file here. And then we will check here cart response model, and here we will check if the cart response model is not of null. Then here we will empty the cart items and refill the cart item again, which we are getting from the server. Then we will pass here on callback, and we will pass the same response here. Then we will call here notify listener here, that will notify that something has been changed in that our object, and it will update the values over there, and wherever that object has been used, it will update everywhere. So now here we have implemented the add to cart. What we are doing here, we have passed the two parameter here. First one is the cart products here, and second one we are passing here the callback function here. And then in the line number 27 we are initializing our cart request model here, and we are just after that we are initializing our request model dot products here. Then we are checking here if the cart items is equal to null, then we are just calling that reset stream here. Then we are looping through that cart items here, and we are just adding the items here from the we are adding the items in the request model from that cart items here. And then we are checking here if that product which we are sending in the parameter is already exists on our cart item. Then we will remove that product, and we will re-add the product with the updated quantity and all. After that we are just calling our API service method, that is add to cart, and we are passing a request model here. Then we are passing, we are just getting the response here, and we are checking here. If the response is not null, then we are just making that cart item is empty, and then we are re-adding all the response.data which we are getting on the server with in that cart items. And then after that we are calling our on callback, and there we are passing our cart response model, and after that we are calling our notify listener here. So now we will create one more provider class, that is loader underscore provider dot file, and here this provider is basically used to show the loader to the user whenever we are just hitting the server and all, and in between that loader will be shown to the server, that is some process has been going on. And here we will have class loader provider with change notifier, and here we have the one variable here, that is bool type of underscore is API call process is equal to false. And then we will have bool get is API call process, and here we are passing here is API call process, and here we have one method here, that is set loading status. In the parameter we are passing here status here of the bool type, and here we will have is API call process is equal to status. Then we are calling here notify listener. So now we will modify our product detail page to implement our add to cart functionality, and we will write a code in that product detail page in the button click event of that add to cart. Before that we have to modify our base file class, and here instead of calling our local variable we will pick from our loader provider class, and here we will return consumer, and here we will pass loader provider. And then we will have builder here, and here we will have context, then we will have loader model, then we will have the child here. So here we will return here the same code, and here we will pass loader model dot is API call process. So what we are doing here, we have just changed our that base file class, and we are consuming here that loader model, and whenever there will be any loading process and all, and that loader will be show here on the basis of that loader provider only. So here also we have to do the change, and here we will add change notify provider, and here we will pass base page, and here we will pass the provider name, that is loader provider. So now we will go to our product detail page. So here we will go to our product detail widget. We will create the class here, that is cart product, and cart product is equal to new of cart product. So here we will go to add to cart, and here press event we will write the line of code here, provider dot provider of, and here we will have loader provider, and here we will have the context here, and listen we are doing here false, and here we will call sets loading status, and we will make it true here. Then we will have that cart provider here, and we will create one variable here where cart provider is equal to provider of cart provider context listen true. Now here we will pass cart products dot product ID is equal to data dot ID. Then we will call here cart provider dot add to cart, and here we will pass cart products, and here we will have the callback here well, and here we will stop the loader here, and we will make it as a false here. So in the main dot file we have to provide here notify provider, and here we have to pass cart provider, and here we will have product detail. So here we have to add our quantity here, and we will pass a cart products dot quantity is equal to value here. Now we will put the debugger here. So whatever data response we are getting, we will check what we are getting from the server. So now if I increase the quantity, I will make it to 2, and then if I click on the add to cart here, you can see the loader is loading. and here the debugger will come when we get the response from the server. Now we get the response from the server here, and here you can see the cart item we are getting from the server. So if I show you here in the console, you can see here we are getting a list, and there we are getting the cart item, and inside that we have a variable of line subtotal, line total, then we have a product ID, then we are getting the product name from the server, then we are getting the product regular price, then we are getting the product sale price, then we are getting the quantity which we have sent to the server, and then we are getting the thumbnail here. And in the same way, if I go to the browser to see the website that the cart has been updated there or not, let's see there. So now here if I refresh the page, you can see the data has been added in the website also, which we have added from the that mobile application, and that fresh onion we have added from the mobile application, and a quantity we have added it to, and we are getting in the server in that website also. So now we will move to our cart page, and before that we will also change our badges also, and there we will show the counter. If you see in the screen, we are getting that badges here, that 10 we are getting here, and we will make it as a dynamic so that it will map from that cart item count, and it will show according to that. So for doing that we have to change the code here. So here we will check provider of context, provider of, and here we will pass cart provider context listen false, and here we will have the cart items length is equal to 0, then we are passing here new container, else we are passing here the position and all, and here instead of doing the hard code 10 we will fetch from that cart item provider, and here we will write the same code and we will paste here to string. So now just refresh the application to see the count what we are getting. So now if you see here the count, we are getting here 1 because we have added the 1 item here. Suppose if I add one more item here, so now if I go to the second product here, if I click on the add to cart, it will increase the counter in that notification in the app bar pages. So now the second product also has been added to that cart, so we can verify the same from our website also. So here you can see the second product also has been added in that cart, and also if I show you in the app, the counter has been increased to 2. Now here you can see the counter has been increased to 2 here because we have added 2 products in the cart. Now we will design our cart list page, and there we will do our remove product, and we can also update the cart there, and we can also show that total amount of all the items. So now we will add a new page here, that is cart page, and we will make it as a stateful widget, and here we will pass just for the testing cart page, and here we will map that cart page with our bottom navigation. For that we have to go here in the home page, and we will change this page to cart page here. Now if I show you in the app, you can see here. So here if I click on the second navigation here in the bottom navigation, you can see here the cart page is coming here. So now we will design that cart page here. For doing that we have to create one new widget here. We will name it as a widget underscore cart underscore product or dot file, and we will make it as a stateless widget, and we will name it as a cart product, and here we will pass cart product, and the constructor we are passing here this dot data, and here we will have cart item, and here data. Now we will create a card here, and we will have the elevation here, that is shadow, and then we have a margin here, new edge symmetric, and here we will have horizontal 10, then we have the vertical here 60, then in the child we will have a container here, then in the decoration we are using here box decoration, the color we are using here white, and then in the child just for the testing we will use here new text cart item. Now we will call this cart product from our cart page, and here we will pass cart product. So now let's see in the application. So here you can see that cart item is coming, that text is coming from that widget. So now we will design side by side. So here we will design list title, make list title. In the parameter we are passing here build context, and here we are passing list title, and we are passing a list style. Now we have the content padding, and we are using here edge inset dot symmetric, and here we are using horizontal 20, then we have a vertical 15, and instead of passing a text we will pass this widget. So now you can see the box is coming, a list title box. So here we are in the leading, we are passing here container, and here we are passing the width as a 50. This container will be used for showing the product image here. And then we have a height here, and we are passing here 150. And then we have a alignment here, and we are passing here alignment dot center. Then here in the child we are showing here image dot network, and here we are passing here data dot thumbnail, and the height we are using here 150. You can see the error here because we have to pass the product detail from here. In the cart page we have to pass here product here. Just for the sample we are passing here data is equal to new cart item, and here we are passing the product ID 1. Then we have the product name Maggie, then we have the thumbnail here. So now you can see the image is coming here. Here we have the regular product regular price, we are passing here 50. This is just for the testing to create our that widget. And then we have the sale price here, we are passing here 100. So here in the title we will have title, and we are passing here padding we are using here edge inset dot all 5. Then we have the child here, and the child we are passing here text widget, and here we are passing data dot product name. Then we will have here style, and for the style we are using here text style, and here we will have the color we are using here black color. Then we will have the font weight, and we are using here font weight dot bold. Now you can see the product name is coming here. So after that we will add subtitle here, and for the subtitle here we are using here padding as insert dot all, and we are passing it 5. Then we are using here child, and inside the child we are using here wrap widget, because we have to show here that price, plus we have to show that remove button also. And here we are using direction we are using here axis dot vertical. So here we have the children's here, inside the children we have that text widget. Now we will have here dollar, then we will have data dot sale price to string. You can see here price is coming, but we have to add the symbol also. Adding a symbol we will get from here currency symbol, we have to add this one. So here we are adding the currency symbol also, and here we are using the style also, and the style we are using here text style, and the color we are using here black color. So now we will add the remove button here, and we will add here align widget, and here we will pass alignment, and we will have alignment dot center left. Then here we are using here in the child we are using here flat button, and inside that child we are using here row widget, and here we have the children's here. Before that we will pass here main axis alignment, and we are using here from start. Now here we will show icon. Inside the icon we are using here icons dot delete icon. And then we will have the color here, and we are using here colors dot white color. Then we have the size, and we are using it 20. Then we have another widget, that is text widget we are using here to show the text here, and the text we have the name it as a remove. And then we have a style here, and same we are using a color here text style. The color we are using here white color. Then we will have the on press event. Then we have the padding here, and for the padding we are using here 8. Color we are using here colors dot red accent. Now you can see the box is coming here, and the shape we are using here stadium border. Then we have the trailing here, and we are using here that stepper which we have created in our previous video, and we are creating a container. Inside that we have a width, we are using here 120, and for the child here we are using the custom stepper, and that we will copy from our product detail page. And this code we have to copy from here, and here we will pass data.quantity. So now you can see here stepper is also coming here. The value is coming as a null because we have not passed that quantity here. And if we pass the quantity from here, quantity, and we are passing it 10, now you can see that 10 is coming there. The box is coming in the center of the screen, that remove button. So for that we have to change our code. Now you can see the button is coming in a proper way. We have removed that align widget. So our widget for that cart item is ready. Now we will implement that widget in our list, and we will fill that data from our server by using that API method. Before doing that, we have to modify our provider class also. We have to add the method to fetch the data from the server, and we will go here in the cart provider, and here we will add one new method here, that is fetch cart items async type, and then we will have here, and we will check here if cart item is equal to null. Then we will call here reset stream. Then we will call here await API service dot fetch API service dot get cart items, and here then we will have 10, and here we will get the response here. Now here we will check if the cart response model dot data is not of null, then we will call here cart items dot add all, and here we will pass this cart response model dot data here, and after that we will call here notify listener. Now that the provider method is ready, now we will modify our cart page, and we will implement that fetch cart item method over there, and we will fill in that list view. So now here, instead of having this code, we will remove this code, and here we will have void initialize state, and here we will have override super dot initialize state. Then we will have where cart items list is equal to provider of cart provider context, and then we have the listen false. Now here we will call cart item list dot reset streams. Then we will have that cart item list dot fetch cart items. Then inside the build we will return consumer loader provider. This loader provider is used because we have to increase and decrease the quantity here, and also we will update the product, update the cart. In that case we have to use the loader to show to the user that something is happening to the server, to show the loader over there. And here we will have the builder, then we will have the context, then we'll have the loader model, then we will have child here. So now here we will return kfold widget, and we will have the body here, and we are using here progress HOD, and here for the child we are using here cart items list. We will create that widget, and here we will have in-sync call, and we are calling here loader model dot is API call process. Then we have opacity here, and we are using here dot 0 and dot 3. So now we will create this widget, and here we are returning here return new consumer, and here we are passing cart provider. Then we will have that builder here, and here we are using context cart model. Then we will have the child here. Inside that we will check here if that cart model dot cart items is not of null, and cart model dot cart items dot length is more than 0. Then here we will return column widget, and we are using here main axis alignment, and we are using here space between. Then we will have the cross axis alignment. We are using here cross axis alignment dot center. Then we will have the children's here. Inside that we are using here column widget here. So now here we are using main axis alignment, and we are using here start. Then we have the children's here. Inside that we are using here list view dot builder, and here we have the shrink wrap, and we are using here true. Then we have a physics here, and we are using here clamping scroll physics. Then we have the direction here, and we are using here axis dot vertical. And here in the item count we are using here cart model dot cart items dot length. Then we have the item builder here, and we are using here context index. So here we will return cart product, and in the data we are passing here cart model dot cart items. Then here we will have, and we are passing here index here. Now let's see in the application. So here in the main.dart file we have to change, and here we will pass cart page. Now just reloading the application. So here if I go to the cart page, now here you can see two items are coming here, that is coming from the server here, and you can see here the product image here. Then we have the product name, then we have the price, then we have one button to remove that item, then we have a stepper to increase and decrease the quantity. So now we will add one more button here, that is to update that cart here. So here we are using the padding, and we are using here edge inset dot all 10, and we will have the child here. So here we will add new button, that is to update the cart. I have already added the code. You can see in the screen that green button is coming. So what we have did here, we have added a new button with the padding here, and we are using the flat button, and inside that we are using a wrap widget, and then we are using that icon, then we are using a text here. So now we will add one more widget to show the total and also show that checkout button here. So if you see in the screen, that widget is coming with that total and the amount calculation we will do later on. And also you can see the checkout button, but the position is not in a proper way. We have to make it in the bottom. So for that we have to change here. So we have to remove that code, and we have to put it outside our column widget. So here we will put the code. So now you can see the widget is coming at the bottom of the screen. So showing that total amount, we have to change our provider class, and there we will write one line of code here, and here we will write double get total amount, and here we are checking if the cart item is not equal to null. Then we are passing here cart item dot map, and here we are mapping that double, and here we are passing here e dot line subtotal. Then here we are doing reduce, and here we will have value plus element, else we are showing here by default 0. So now if I go to our that cart page, and there I have to change cart model dot total amount. Now you can see that total amount is coming on the basis of the item which we are in the list view, that cart item list, and here you can see 146 we are getting here. So now we will write a code that will update our quantity, and that code we will write in our provider class, and here we have to modify our provider class, and we will add new method here, that is void update quantity, and here we will pass product ID, and then we will have quantity here. Now here we will check where is product exists is equal to cart items dot first where, and here we will check prd dot product ID is equal to product ID or else null. Then if is product exists is not of null, then we will update our quantity here, dot quantity is equal to quantity, and here we will call notify listener. So now we will add one more method here, that is to update cart, and here we will write void update cart, and here we will pass our callback on callback, and here we will have the same code which we have added in our add to cart, and here this part we will remove. So what we are doing here, first whenever we increase or decrease the quantity, we will call this method update quantity, and from here we will pass that product ID, and also we will pass the quantity here, and we will check here if that product is already exists. Then in that case we will increase or decrease the quantity on the basis of the updated quantity, which we will pass as a parameter in this method, and then we will call the notify listener here. And after that, when the user click on that green button of update cart, and this method will be called, and this will pick that all the item from the cart item and put it into that request model, and we will call that add to cart method, and that then we will call that add to cart API method, and we will pass that request model here, and we will send all the updated items to the server, and it will respond back as that response of that cart response, and we will replace that cart item with that, and then we will call here that on callback, and then we are calling here notify listener here, and here we will call provider of cart provider context listen false, then we will call here update quantity, and here we will pass data dot product ID, and here we will pass that value of the updated quantity here. Then we will write a code in our cart page for that update cart, and here we will write the same code which we have added in our that product detail page. Instead of calling that add to cart, we will call here update cart, and we will get here response. Now what we are doing here, we are just calling here set loading status. We are setting here set loading status to true. It will show the loader here. Then we are just calling our update cart method here. It will just hit to the server and update the cart to the server. Now let's run the application to see the updated cart and all. So if you see in the browser, we have that quantity of first item as a 2, and for the second item also we have a quantity of 2. So now we will update the quantity from the app and see in the website that is it updated or not. So for that we will go here. So from here we will increase the quantity of first product to 4, and the second product we will decrease the quantity to 1. So now we will click on the update cart. Now you can see the loader here. The request has been got to the server and it has been completed. So now if I go to the browser, and here I will refresh the page. So now you can see here the first item quantity has been increased to 4, and the second item has been decreased to quantity 1. So now the data has been updated from app to the server, and we are able to sync both the cart from in the application and in the website also. So now suppose if I decrease the quantity here in that website, and if I click on the update cart here, so now if I come to that application and if I reload the page, you can see the updated here that first item has been decreased to 3. Now the syncing of that items has been done. So now we will do the last functionality of this video, that is remove item from the cart. For that we have to create one utility, and we have to add confirmation message code for that. And here we have one method which we have created, and what we are doing in this method is we are just showing the message and we are sending some parameter here, that is context, then we have a title message, then we have a button text, then we have a on press event, then we have a confirmation dialog true or false, then we have a button text 2, then we have a on press event for button press 2. and here we are using that builder here. Then we are returning a alert dialog, and then we are passing here title, contact, then we are passing here content, then we are passing here actions here, and in the action we are passing here flat button here, and then we are showing here second flat button on the basis of if it is a confirmation dialog or not. So now we will have to modify our cart provider to include new method here, and which is void remove item, and here we will pass product ID, and here we will have the same functionality here. So we are checking here if that product is already exists in that cart items, then we are just removing that product from that cart item. And here we will pass is product exists, then we are calling here notify listener here. Then we will modify our widget file, and here on press event of our remove button we are calling here util dot show message, and here we are passing here title, that is the app name, and we are passing here grocery app. Then we have the message here, do you want to delete this item? Then we have the button, first button text name, and we are passing here yes. Then we have the on press event for the first button. Then we will have that button text to no. Then we will have is confirmation dialog yes, because we are making it as a confirmation dialog here. Then we have that on press event for button 2, and here we are passing navigator dot off context dot pop. And here if you see in the application, if I click on the remove button, now we are getting here confirmation dialog yes or no. If I click on yes, nothing will happen because we have to write the code for that. If I click on the no, you can see the dialog has been removed because we have added a line of code navigator dot off or dot pop. So now we will write the on press event for our button first, that is yes button, and here we will have the same code which we have here. So now here we have to provide the provider here. Then we will call here dot remove item, and here we will pass data dot product ID. Then after that we will set the status to false. After that we will remove that dialog, so we will write this line of code. Now if I click on the remove, it will ask me do you want to delete this item. If I click on no, it will not delete. If I again click on it, if I click on the yes button, now you can see the item has been removed from that list. So now you can see the item has been removed from the list but not from the server. For that we have to click on the update card. Now if I click on the update card, you can see the hit has been gone to the server. So we will verify the same in the website also. So now the loader has been completed. So now if I show you in the website, so here you can see only one product is coming because the another product we have already deleted from the app. So that's all in this video. The checkout functionality and the apply coupon functionality we will do in our next videos. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share. This will motivate me to do more and more work on this series. So very soon we will start the admin part of this series also. Before that we will complete the order section and the payment gateway also. After that we will move to the admin section of this series. Thank you all.